Hey guys, what's up? It's Lainey, and today I'm in Vegas with my close friends Riley and Kenya. Riley obviously has a booktube channel and Kenya has a bookstagram. I'll leave it down below. Today we are going to be talking about the Fallen Kingdom series by Morgan Rhodes. We just saw her a few days ago for the Penguin Teen on Tour, and I thought it was fitting to do a video because we all became really good friends because we read the series.
We were in New York at the bookstore. And
wait, I haven't finished what this video is about yet.
She's like, shut up!
So I thought it'd be fun if we just kind of talked about the Fallen Kingdom series and our friendship and how they kind of formed together, and talk about some theories for the next book as well as some of our favorite moments from the previous books.
Book 1? So you'll
book
know.
5. BookCon 2014.
Hold on, pause. Did you read it with us?
I did, but I wasn't in the live show.
Yeah, like we just did the read-along.
When we were at Barnes & Noble's in New York, we wanted to do a read-along, so we were just like scanning the bookshelves. We were like, what do we read, like fantasy or whatever, and then
Kayla and Shannon picked Fallen Kingdom.
Yeah, because they had heard about it.
And Kenny and I didn't want to read it.
Oh, I really didn't want to read it.
At the time, we were really into dystopian, and we were like, fantasy?
Oh my god, yeah. I was like...
We decided to do like a mass read-along on like Twitter and on YouTube. Because I remember I did an announcement video that we were doing it. It was like the 604 read-along.
Yeah.
Because our
604
was our room in New York.
Damn, that was so long ago.
And I had just met them in New York, and I really liked them, and I wanted to be friends with them, so I saw that they were doing the read-along, and I also didn't really want to read the book, but I was like, I want to be friends with them, so I'm going to read it.
So I'm stuck with the book.
Yeah.
When I was reading the first book, I like loved it.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting to like go through it as quickly as I did. I thought this is a fantasy book. It'll take me 2 weeks to read, and I think I finished it within 4 days, which was fast for me at the time.
I think that would have been my first
Like,
fantasy book.
I read fantasy, but none of it was young adult.
So when we start talking about spoilers for each specific book, I'll be putting the book's cover in the corner of the screen so you'll know that the spoiler is coming up.
And it's coming up now.
I think the moment in the book that like changed and I was like, wow, this is really good, was when Magnus killed Theon.
Yes.
It was like the whole thing changed.
But remember, I was like so in love with Theon. Ed gay.
I really liked him too, but now I'm like, who is that?
You forget that he exists because he died in the first book.
I really liked him though.
I did too, because we were all like in love with him because it was like the bodyguard and the princess.
It's like the trope we love.
Oh, now I'm sad he died.
One of the characters that died in the first book that I kind of wish didn't, Tobias.
Yeah.
King Gaius's like son, bastard son. Because I think he would have been so interesting in the later books. Do you forget who that was?
He had, King Gaius had a son out of wedlock, and he liked him better than Magnus.
I'm so confused because there's that sibling that I forgot about. There's Jonah's sibling who died, and then there's like Amelia who died. I'm like,
all their siblings died in this book. I didn't even think about that.
I didn't think of that either. Chief Basilisk? Was that his name?
Yeah,
chief of,
and he was like, you need to sacrifice something that you love.
Yeah, and then Gaius just
Gaius was
like took a dagger and
I remember,
dead.
That was some Game of Thrones shit.
My favorite moment in Fallen Kingdoms is at the very, very end when you think Cleo has escaped, but then there's a Jonas who finds her in the crowd.
It's Jonas.
It's Jonas, and yeah, and they pull her to the front because she's not going to be the prisoner.
Yeah.
And she like walks with her head held high.
Yeah.
That like made me. That was the first time I really liked Cleo. Yeah.
Yeah, that was cool. The last. What was the last? Oh wait, I have it. Can you go grab it?
Yeah.
Because I feel like the last line was something that was just like really good.
You knew she was sassy.
Yeah, right here. She would be strong. She would reclaim her rightful throne. She would be queen. Damn!
Chills. We haven't even talked about Lucia.
Who cares?
I just remember them reading it and shipping Lucia and Magnus so hardcore, and I was like, what is wrong with you guys?
I never shipped them.
I did.
They all did.
Okay, no wait, I hated Magnus in the first book.
See, I liked him because he was in love with his sister.
Yeah, I didn't like him.
I really didn't like him.
He was in love with the sister.
And I remember when you guys did the live show and you were talking about how much you loved him, I kept commenting like, what the fuck?
I just really like characters that, like him, like he's so broken. He likes someone he shouldn't like. He's pushed aside by his father. He has a scar, so he has like insecurities about that.
He has a scar, so I like him.
He has insecurities, but he's hot. I just felt really bad for him, and like that's why I really liked him. He kisses her in the first book, right?
And she rejects
and she's like, whoa.
And there was like, and there was like this line that like said like his heart turned to ice then because he was like rejected by like the last person that really loved him.
See, now that I look back at that, I'm like, oh baby.
So, Rebel Spring.
My favorite book.
I think it's my favorite book. I mean, I really like Gathering Darkness too, but
I read them so close together that I can't differentiate.
Asher and Amara came in that book.
I thought they came in Gathering Darkness.
No, because they came from Magnus and Cleo's wedding.
Which the whole interaction with Magnus and Cleo in the beginning and then being forced to get
married. Oh my god, their
just...
wedding. That is when I started shipping them.
Asher gives her the ceremonial dagger.
Yeah.
For her present, for her wedding gift.
Yeah.
And like that
bedroom.
Yeah, so like I love that scene. Reread it like a year ago. I listened to Haunted by Beyonce while I read that scene. Oh, and it was perfect. It fit perfectly.
Yeah. Also from Rebel Spring, the cave scene.
Oh yeah.
Cleo is always being kidnapped by either Magnus or Jonas.
Yeah.
In the second book, that's when I mean, I feel like the majority of people like ship Cleo with both Jonas and Magnus.
Yeah, I shipped her equally with both.
I did too.
And I was like, I do not care.
Like,
fuck.
every time I wanted Endgame with Magnus. I wanted like a
good fling.
Yeah.
I wanted a summer fling with Jonas.
Jonas to fling her.
Like whenever you get to like Cleo's chapters in that book and like she's alone somewhere like in a darkened library or her bedroom.
One of them's gonna come creeping around the corner.
You're like just waiting for like either Jonas or Magnus to show up.
Yeah.
Because she has like this like banter with both of them, but then you still want her with Magnus even though
he killed the love of her life. The love of her life.
One thing I always liked about Cleo is that she wasn't a virgin going into these books.
Yeah, that like never happened.
Yeah, they're always virgins.
Also, I really like Cleo's character development because in the first book she's like super.
I feel like she's a typical
princess.
Yeah,
YA
she's definitely
princess.
like very like Disney princess.
All this crap is happening to her. It's forcing her to be strong and change. And then in the second book, we really see when she's having to see what she's gonna do to survive King Gaius, who killed her family
and took over her home.
Yeah. I also really like that she's very girly.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that also doesn't happen a lot in YA.
Yeah. And then what happened to Lucia? We're not even talking about her.
Wait,
Lucia was in a coma.
She was in a coma, and that's when she met
the Watchers.
What was his name? Lucas?
Alexandrius.
The guy that she gets with.
Isn't it like Alexandrius?
Alexius.
That fucker. I hated him because I still low-key at this point still shipped Magnus and Lucia.
I hated him.
That was your reason for hating him?
Yes. Because I was like, get away from her. The third book was Gathering Darkness.
I think this one was my favorite.
I think this is the one I tabbed the most of post-it notes in.
It had the most, like, angsty sexual tension between Magnus and Cleo.
Yeah.
And then it finally, like, came to a makeout head, and then Amara interrupted them.
I hated her in this book.
Yeah, I hated her.
I was all fine for Cleo to, like, have her cake and eat it, too. But I was like, Magnus, don't you dare.
Hold on, this is a good story. I was in the middle of reading an arc of Air of Fire, and I got Gathering Darkness, and all I wanted to do was read that. So I was like speed reading it, but also not liking it. And this is before things happened. Then after I finished it, I got to read Gathering Darkness, and I read it so quickly and loved it even more. Like, I think I liked it more because I didn't read a book I liked prior to reading it.
Walmart versus Chanel.
How did Gathering Darkness end? This video is us just trying to remember everything.
Did that happen in this book?
Melania killed Alexius, and I liked that part. So I was like, oh, finally this guy's gone.
That's when Asher died too, right?
Yeah.
Who killed him?
His sister.
She stabbed him.
Wait, why did she do that?
Because she wanted his crystal.
Yeah.
Right.
I was like, this bitch.
I was ready for her to die.
Which is funny because
then the next
Frozen Tides.
Yeah, because when we got her first chapter of Frozen Tides, I was like, I like her now.
I know, I loved her. Like, low-key, she's my favorite character.
Yeah, Frozen Tides. What I liked most about that one was that all these characters that we've been seeing separately finally start coming together.
This was also when Cleo and Magnus kind of like
Yeah, because they're down in Lameros together now,
Wait,
right?
Yeah. They
Or
have
up
sex
in Lameros.
Tides.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is when they're like in.
They found a nice little cottage with some hay on the ground.
They went camping.
Yep.
That's all I remember from this.
I also remember the Amara and Felix.
Yes.
Oh, that messed me up.
I was like, damn, this girl's ruthless. But I still loved
all
her.
Her parts were really good.
I don't think there's anything she can do now that would make me not like her.
Yeah.
Because I loved her so much in the beginning. Like, you see her, a different side of her. And I think Morgan said that Amara's the hardest character to write.
Really? I can see that. Like, she does terrible things, but like, she's so likable. She wasn't likable until you get her point of view.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, her whole family
sucks.
sucks.
A lot of backstory on her.
Gaius and Amara got married.
Oh,
Did that happen in this one?
Yeah.
It did.
But she, like, wasn't mad about it.
Yeah.
Like, she definitely saw him as, like, a daddy.
Which I think he is. Didn't you fan cast him as Russell Crowe?
I think because Morgan fan casted him as Russell Crowe.
I like that.
One of my favorite moments was when, throughout the book, Magnus always mentions how she's wearing blue, because that's the colors of Uranus.
Aww.
And then when she gives her big speech towards the end, she's wearing red.
She's wearing red, yeah.
Which is the color of Lameros. That one was pretty good.
Friendly reminder, Lucia. At this point,
oh, yeah.
She's fucking pregnant.
Oh, remember she teased Magnus? She kissed him to try to, like...
I think so. Yeah,
and I was
she was like...
That's cruel.
She, like, teased him because he liked her.
Yeah, I stopped shipping them after Rebel Spring. I did not like that she, like, used that against him.
Yeah, that was mean. Cleo pushes Gaius.
Oh, off the cliff. And that's when we find out that he had a relationship with Cleo's mom. The Crystal Storm. We'll make this one quick. So everybody's talking about the end cliffhanger when Magnus gets buried alive, but that part didn't shock me because I know that he's going to be okay.
Yeah.
What shocked me was that the two of the gods, one went into Cleo, one went into Nick.
Yeah.
And that's the part that I was like wanting to happen the entire series. The one that went into Theon's brother, that was a completed one, so he's no longer Theon's brother at all. Cleo,
she's Cleo, but she
has it in, which and I think that's with Nick too, right? Nick, because then didn't they talk and say like, I can feel it, but I'm still the same.
That was my theory since like book one. I was like, Cleo's getting powers. Either it was Cleo or Magnus.
Lucia had her baby, and Jonas was there. I really wish that Jonas and Lucia were brother and sister.
That was a theory I had like early on.
Me too, because Lucia was taken from
her parents,
and they lived in Pelagia. Whatever.
Helsha. That's why Jonas had that be his destiny or something.
Yeah, I think he's gonna die in the next book. So next we're going to talk about theories for the last book, Immortal Reign, which comes out in February.
First spoiler is that
Jonas didn't die. I think he's done what he's had to do.
Yeah.
So
like his journey's like coming to an end.
Yeah. Like I can see him sacrificing himself for Lucia and the baby.
Yeah, and I feel like one of the main four has to die. And I feel like he's
the one.
I
kind of want Lucia.
Lucia could die.
She could die. She's my first choice, but I feel like
it's Jonas.
I wanted her to die in labor.
It was part of the prophecy that she would die giving birth, and so like that's what I was expecting when I was reading Crystal Storm, and then nope. Okay, so the theory is that Amelia's alive.
Yeah, alive.
And
like it worked.
Oh yeah.
What was
and
it?
She's
the beans. It worked.
She's the daughter of Gaius and
Cleo's mom.
And I know Sam from Thoughts on Tomes was one that told me about this one.
Yeah.
That Lysandra in one of the early books was in the dungeon, and she fought this wild girl to get out.
Yeah.
And that was the girl that was really Amelia.
Right. Yeah.
The beans did disappear in her mouth. So.
And remember how Cleo said she saw like she saw something.
Yeah.
Like not a spark.
But like
like a thing, like a light or something.
They dissolved or something.
Yeah. I feel like those are the two main theories that we have.
Obviously, I think all of us, our theory is that Magnus and Cleo will rule the whole.
Yeah.
Like, they will no longer be, like, divided.
Yeah, it'll just be one kingdom.
One joint kingdom. So that's it for our Fallen Kingdoms chit-chat. I hope you guys enjoy this video, and I will see you guys very soon. Bye!